Hey y'all, so as always, I hope y'all enjoyed that cool intro. And yeah, I mean, as y'all probably know, if you follow at least if you follow the technology industry, the Galaxy S20 was announced recently. I'm gonna talk about the rumored features that came true on the Galaxy S20, or the rumored features and which ones came true and how true they were. And anyways, I was actually going to say that that before I get started about this, I was actually going to share my opinion about the Galaxy S20 series versus Galaxy S10 series. So, I mean, actually, as you'll probably know, there is no Galaxy S20e, and actually, I feel like that accurately describes it. I feel like the Galaxy S20 could not be considered the Galaxy S20e. I was actually going to say, with the 2019 iPhones, I would say that the iPhone 11 could be considered an iPhone 11 Lite or iPhone 11C or something like that, because, like, it's below the standard model. But however, with the Galaxy S20, I feel like S20, S20, and S20 Plus, and S20 Ultra accurately describe them, as they're each a little bit bigger than their predecessors, but not quite as big as their next one up. As the next one up, as the S20 is 6.2 inches, which falls between the 6.1 inch S10 and 6.4 inch S10 Plus. The S20 Plus is 6.7 inches, which is actually the same as the S10 5G, and the S20 Ultra is 6.9 inches, bigger than the 6.7 inch S10 5G. I was actually gonna say my dog is in here. I mentioned I have a dog. I don't know. I thought y'all might want to see my dog. Her name is Penny. And then actually I was gonna say that that the S10 5G is kind of like, I'd say the S10 5G is kind of like an S10 Ultra and not an S10 5G, because there was more than just the addition of 5G on the S10 5G. Or I don't know, or maybe Samsung should have gone with S10X like the rumors said, because X seems to imply that it's more upgraded than the standard one. But anyways, without further ado, we're gonna get into this. Okay, number one was bigger screens. I mentioned this earlier, and this one was true. Number two was 120 Hertz display. This one was true, and actually, like I mentioned, a possible rumor would be, at least, for now, it doesn't have 1440p at 120 Hertz display at 120 Hertz. But however, I mean, and actually, like another possibility I mentioned, a software update could give 1440p at 120 Hertz. So yeah, that like I said, that one was also true. Number three is smaller bezels. This one was true. Similar to what I said may have happened, I was going to say, well, all three did get a bezel cut. The Galaxy S20, which in this case I'd actually say makes it more of the S20e and not the S20, and it makes the S20 Plus and Ultra seem more like the S20 and S20 Plus in this case. But however, the standard Galaxy S20 didn't get as big of a bezel cut. It was a bezel cut from the S10 series, but not as big of a bezel cut from the Note 10. Whereas the S20 Plus and S20 Ultra are at least I don't know if they're smaller than the Note 10's bezels, but I know they're at least not significantly bigger than the Galaxy Note 10. Like I said earlier, this makes the Galaxy S20 more like a Galaxy S20e, because smaller bezels isn't always one of the features that is exclusive to the to the Plus model. Number four is faster processor, so Snapdragon 865 and Exynos 990. This one was true, and I think this was probably the number one most expected rumor. Number five was 12 gigabytes of RAM minimum, with 16 gigabytes of RAM on the top tier S20 Ultra. This one was partially true. I was gonna say that actually actually in most countries the S20 Ultra doesn't have an doesn't have an LTE version. More on LTE and 5G later. But however, in the countries where it does have an LTE version, There's 12 gigabytes on the S20 Ultra LTE, while 8 gigabytes on the S20 and S20 Plus LTE. And actually about the storage options, I was actually going to say that the S20 Plus in some countries does come with 256 and 512 gigabytes of storage. That I know of, it's only certain, like, East Asia markets where the intermediate 256 gigabyte storage option is available on the S20 Plus and or Ultra. Yeah, but I was actually going to say that I mean actually on all models on all models in most parts of Africa, including South Africa, and in like Eastern Europe and West Asia, where like the former USSR existed, there's only a 128 gigabyte LTE model, most likely due to them not having the best internet, and they wouldn't be able to afford 5G. Speaking of which, 5G, this one was partially true. I was going to say, I mentioned that the S20 and S20 Plus would have LTE and 5G, while the S20 Ultra would have 5G. But actually, there's some countries where the S20 Ultra, or there's some countries where the S20 Plus, and sometimes even the S20 don't have 5G. Like in the U.S. where I live, there's no, we don't have an LTE version, probably due to us in South Korea being one of the first countries to get 5G. So therefore, therefore, Samsung probably concluded that a good amount of the U.S. has 5G. Yeah. Next was bigger batteries. This one was fully true. It was rumored 4,000 on the S20, 4,500 on the S20 Plus, and 5,000 on the S20 Ultra, and all three of those came true. Next is 108 megapixel camera. This one was rumored for the S20 Ultra, and it only happened on the S20 Ultra. Next is more cameras. And actually the zoom specs were also right. More on that in just a little bit. So yeah, this one was right. The Galaxy S20 gained the telephoto lens. And the S20 Plus gained the time of flight lens, while the S20 Ultra got the periscope lens. And actually the zoom specs were right. There was 3x. I'm not sure if it's either hybrid or optical on the S20 and S20 Plus. And 30x digital on the S20 and S20 Plus. And on the S20 Plus, it's 4x optical, 10x hybrid, and an extreme 100x digital, which the 10x and 100x were rumored. I was gonna say whether or not the zooms would be hybrid, optical, or digital wasn't fully true. But however, I'm not going to count this one as false, even though I didn't mention the 4x optical zoom on the S20 5G, because I also didn't say it wouldn't happen. And lastly, better video recording. 8K at 30 on the rear and 4K at 60 on the front. This one was partially true. The rear camera did get 8K video, but only at 24 frames per second, while the front camera got 4K at 60. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I might be posting a new video this weekend, and I'm pretty sure you'll like it. I'll give you a hint. It's something I've done in the past, and it got a lot of views. But anyways, yeah. As I said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to leave a like if you did. Have a good day. Bye.